Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Pokemon Legends Arceus live stream. So this game has, oh gosh, getting used to these controls compared to compared to Gen 9. That's funny. But anyways, this game, as you can see in top right over there, is officially a year old. So I figured we'd stream it today, at least for a couple hours. I was expecting to have 1,000 shinies by now, though I think we only have like 700 something. The main reason being is we've gone for so many Rift Pokemons. But I was hoping to hit 1,000 by then, but you know, of course, most of our free Pokemon time has gone to Gen 9, so we haven't been able to, but I figured today, since it is 1 year since it came out, is the game that got me back into Pokemon to begin with as well. So, figured we play it a little bit today. As far as what we'll be doing, I guess mostly shiny alpha hunting. I don't want to do too many rifts, as it's just so AFK based that it's just not worth doing on stream. We have occasionally here and there, it is so bad. It is like one of the few bad things in this game, is how rifts work. I still hope this game gets DLC, because gosh, I still enjoy it so much. It's such a relaxing game. The gameplay flow is just so good. And I really hope they do another one. I hope this becomes like a reoccurring series. It just like always happens like every other year or something. Like pretty much the same interval as like they do new generations, which I think is like what, every 3 years? But that means that's gonna be forever. That means we got 2 years until the next one done. But if it comes out well, then we can be patient and wait. Anyways, hello Isabel, hello Logic Slayer, hello everyone else. Welcome. Also, I did disable the face cam right now. The lighting in this room is just so bad at the moment. Like the green screen's barely even working. The sun's like glaring in my eyes. It's glaring on the green screen. But yeah, this game is... I have really enjoyed how relaxing this game is. It's just a really chill game to like put on, just mess around with, move around a little bit, catch some shiny Pokemon. Too many Geodudes. I still need a shiny Alpha Rotom. That'd be nice to have, so I could just keep switching that one. Hopefully it'd be zero attack, but trying to get that in zero attack is like so impossible. Like, I keep forgetting, all the controls are so much weirder. That's gonna take me a little while to get used to. Personally, I prefer the movement system in this game, but going from like Gen 9's movement system to this game is definitely slightly confusing. Just to get a hang of again. Let's see, is this map button? Yeah. Alright, so we're heading to a bunch of useless Geodudes. And of course, this is the notorious game with the sound. The shiny noise when you get close to one. I really hope that the mini patch that Gen 9 is getting in next month, sometime next month, because I believe it's sometime in February, I really hope that one of the things they add is a noise for when a shiny is nearby. Because that is such an amazing quality of life, and it's the main thing that like gives the excitement for the shiny. It's like, oh, look at that! There it is! The shiny! How it works currently in Gen 9, it's like, you might not have noticed, it's just chilling there. And when you do notice, it's like, oh yeah, shiny. Like, there's no excitement to it. It just exists. But yeah, I think one of the main goals for this stream is I really want to get Hisui and Gudra. I have no clue how we have cycled past it like 3,000 plus times. And it has 2 different alpha spawns. Yet we still have not gotten it a single time in Alpha Shiny. It's one of the few Alpha Shinies I definitely want to have before Pokemon Home comes out. Hey, he's Alpha this time. The guy on the hill. I've gotten that guy on the hill a shiny before. Good old guy on the hill. It actually really confused me for a second when he was, because I knew there was a thing there, but I kind of forgot, like that he would be shiny eventually. Like, I just hear a shiny noise from behind me. It's like, wait, that's not possible. There's only like 1 spawn there. I hope your migraine's been feeling better, Isabel. Talked to her on Discord and it seems like everything's fine. Ooh, wait. Ooh. You know what I still don't have? I should probably try for. Because I'm probably going to use it with Scrappy. I need a Alpha Shiny Hisuian, what's it called? Oh, you're an Alpha too, aren't you? That's unfortunate. You know what? It's probably just easier to go back and come back. Might waste a little bit too much time on the other ones, though. But, yeah, we still don't have an Alpha Shiny of this guy. We have, like, a billion of them in Shiny. Just not Alpha Shiny. Okay, he really does not want to get caught. Fine. We'll do this the other way. He must be hiding the Shiny behind him. Come on, get in there. Yeah, this is still my favorite Pokemon game to ever exist. While I do like the multiplayer and singles, doubles battles in the mainline game, they really did not make shiny hunting better. Even though we did it yesterday, we'll be doing it again tomorrow. I'm just not a huge fan of how they did it. It's not the worst game for shiny hunting. Not Scarlet and Violet, that is. But I'm just not a fan of it compared to what Legends Arceus offers. I like the whole aiming mechanic, which is kind of funny because I'm generally not a fan of shooters. It's almost like a shooter-style combat. But, I don't know, it just works so much better, the overall gameplay flow. A lot more engaging. At least while playing it. I know the visuals are kind of, iffy. But it's never really gotten in the way of enjoyment of this game. We're gonna have to be quick on these other ones since we took so much time doing the, little outbreak for nothing. There aren't too many good spawns here. Though I still don't know if I have a zero attack, what's his name? The Dust Skull. Because if he ever comes into Gen 9, he's actually going to be viable. Because he always is, because of Eviolite. And while we have like 10 of him, I have no clue if any of them are zero attack. Actually, he was the first shiny we got when we got Shiny Charm. Oddly enough. Our very first Shiny Charm shiny was his first form. Which of course is pretty much the same as getting a second form. But yeah, I'm still curious if this game is ever going to get DLC. Because if they are going to do it in like 3 years intervals, we're still 2 years off before the next Legends Arceus. Who knows, maybe they're even announcing it today. I highly doubt it though. If they're going to announce it, they're going to announce it on Pokemon Day next month. Legends Arceus DLC. Out now. Or soon. This game could really benefit from it. Could also benefited from a few more updates. They did do one pretty major update when they added the massive mass outbreaks. But they could have done a bit more than that. I was really hoping they would do a Rift update. Rifts in this game are very clunky. It's like one of the few mechanics in this game that, like, for the storyline, they were good. For post-game, they were probably like the biggest nightmare to ever exist in any Pokemon game. Because they're RNG and weather dependent on RNG. It just makes them just a gigantic mess. Yeah, even still to this day, I could literally just chill moving around these maps and still have fun. It's a really enjoyable gameplay loop. Alright, we're out of here. Unfortunately, without anything. Alright, let me go scrap my things. I have no clue if I did that before we even started to stream. I don't think we have. I'm pretty sure it's almost entirely... Oh yeah, I didn't show how many shinies we have. How many are we at right now? We're at 721 shinies, currently. And here are all the rifts that we tried doing, and still no more. We're still missing a few shinies from rifts, but aside from that, we have living shiny decks. Including the two Ninetales in shiny. Both from Sword and Shield, obviously. Well, technically there's a few other places they could be from, but... Actually, there's only two. Sword and Shield and, Sun and Moon. I never played Sun and Moon, though. Because they originated from Sun and Moon. And of course I got them in Sword and Shield instead. Breeding's so easy in Sword and Shield. I much prefer it over the most recent gen's breeding. I only did one single shiny in the most recent generation. In Sword and Shield, I think we did like 60, 70, somewhere around there. Did I finish the shiny unknown decks? No. Will I at some point? Probably not. It's a really pointless one to go for. Generally, shinies I like to target. Other than just for the living decks for this game, just for the fun of it. Though we do have all the variants of Burmy. I mean, these evolved form. But, what was I going on about? But, it was something about something. Okay, I need this to be daytime actually here. Hold up, let me switch it real quick. The other location always wants to be night. This place always wants to be day. Anyways, I was tangentially on something. Oh, yeah. But yeah, getting literally everything in this game would be impossible because you would need to get, like, every single thing in Alpha Shiny, and no one's doing that. There's not a single person on the face of this earth who is going to spend like 50,000 hours to get every Alpha Shiny. Because the Rifts in Alpha Shiny are like 8,000 hours apiece. It's like no one's finishing the decks in that regard. Generally, living decks just means like one Shiny of any form of all of them. Also because Rifts are so ridiculously impossible to get Alpha Shinies from. Like, I'm pretty sure 99.9% of them in existence are hacked. But anyways, what was I tangenting about? But yeah, when it comes to hunts for various games, I generally like hunting for things. Like, Legends Arceus was that one exception. But generally, I like to hunt for things that I'm actually going to use in PvP. Like, for example, right now, even though it doesn't look like it, I'm trying to hunt for Hisuian Gudra. Or either of its two forms, because they both become a Hisuian Gudra. So we can have an Alpha Shiny Gudra for next gen. So we have two Alpha Shiny Wishcases now. I hope one of them has 0 attack. It's very hard to get an Alpha Shiny in 0 attack. You'd actually have to catch it about 32 times. Normally it'd be like about 16 because you could deal with a 0 or 1, but they have 3 guaranteed IVs. So half the time they get overwritten by that, which is really annoying. It's like double the odds of whatever you would normally need. There's what's her name. I don't really bother fighting them anymore. I think we have enough cash. I think we're sitting on like 3 million. Though this is the only Pokemon game, or mainline Pokemon game, or whatever you'd really call it. But any Pokemon game that isn't Pokemon Go, where Pokédollars can be spent on EXP. So if you ever have excess Pokédollars, you can literally just throw it all in EXP. I wonder if the DLC will add that for Gen 9. Because that was a very great quality of life. I don't think they will, because it discourages you to need to do raids. But you know what else discourages you from doing raids? The fact there's 999 storage, and I have like 999 extra large and large candies and a bunch of other stuff. Because there's like no point in me doing the poison raid right now. It's a badge Terra Shard. We already have like more XP candy than we know what to do with. As well as almost every resource in that game. The only resource I don't have in abundance are the Apricorn Balls. You can AFK for them. And the DLC will have a better method for them, most likely. Like it does in pretty much every game. Or at least every game recently. So I remember him being our 180th shiny in this game. I remember because he was always invisible. And even when he was shiny, he was still invisible before he became shiny. Also, one other one I'm really surprised of. There's 2 Pokemon in this game. Well, there's a lot of them that would pass a lot of times. But there's 2 of them that have 2 spawns. Ursa Ring for Ursaluna. And, yeah, Ursa Ring for Ursaluna, and what was the other one again? The, Hisuian Gudra, which is what we're trying to hunt. They both have double spawn in the overworlds. In the case of that bear, quite literally, even in one zone. However, we have not gotten either as Alpha Shine yet. Which I'm really surprised, is we have zoned through this area like 2,000 something times. And we have zones through, the other area at least several hundred. Exact number is, I have no clue. Hard to keep track. But yeah, I'm still pretty hyped for whatever the next Legends Arceus is going to be. I don't even care what it is. Just like literally anything. Just make the game. Even if it's out a little bit early, it still has some issues. I just need another one. And as we're out of here. Because this was basically the game that got us back into Pokemon. Because I think we played like 4,000 hours of Pokemon this year. Some of that was AFK, because, you know, a lot of stuff you do in Legends Arceus, like Rifts are AFK. Some of the things in the mainline games. So active amount of play was probably close to like 2,500 or 3,000. But yeah, we really got back into Pokemon this year. Do we bother with Happiny? Probably not. It's better to breed for something like that. If you want to get it. If I wanted something like that, we would just breed forward in Sword and Shield. I'll just breed it off of Chansey. Let's see. And the reason I mention that is you need 0 attack. Let's see. Like many things in the game, I really hope the DLC for Gen 9 does address that. I have heard rumor that they are, for the first time ever in any Pokemon game, finally addressing the whole 0 stat issue. Where, like, some Pokemon want zeros, but, they're so absurdly hard to hunt for such. Because that will fix shiny hunting forever. Or at least the way I do shiny hunting. I'm not sure about, people who just do it for collecting purposes. But as far as, like, actually getting them for competitive use, it would definitely drastically change, how you would go about it. You no longer need to worry about any stats. You can change their ability. You can change your IVs. You can change your EVs. Or, you know, assuming once you can do that, you'll be able to change your IVs. That's the only thing you can't change currently. Like, literally everything else. That and their gender. Like, gender and... I wonder if they're ever going to get that woke. Could you imagine the backlash that would happen? You can now change the gender of your Pokemon. Honestly, I would not mind a feature like that. Though they're never going to do it just because of how much controversy there will be. Could you imagine? Because there are some Pokemon that want to be the other gender in order to make them better. One of the more common ones for that, at least I use competitively, would be Indeedee, where you normally want female instead of male. Though there are some things in the current format where the male one actually is better, particularly with Imprison. Because I think that's the only few things you can't really change on a Pokemon. The mark it initially gets, you can't change. Or any kind of, like, really unique thing like that. Though most ribbons and everything you can, you know, earn and everything. Though not the old ones from all the past games. I wonder if they ever will add a ribbon simulator. Highly doubt it, though. But anyways, like, you can't change their gender. You can't currently change their IVs, though it looks like we might be able to do that in the future. And you can't change their born nature. You can change their nature, but you can't change what nature it shows on their profile. Like, if it says the Pokemon is docile, and then you use, like, a Serious Mint, and then, you know, it will have the stats of Serious. Or that's a bad one. Let's say Adamant. It'll have, like, the stats of Adamant. However, it'll still say on their profile, like, oh, this is a docile Pokemon. So, like, you can, like, change it for its stats, but you can't change what it is genetically. Hyper Training actually works like that right now as well, where it effectively gives it a max stat, but genetically it still has whatever its stat was. Which makes sense. Like, I'm fine with those kind of changes. As long as it effectively functions like the stat you need. Doesn't actually matter if that is the stat it has. Oh yeah, we don't have face cam at the moment. I was going to today, but there's so much glaring light on my green screen and my face that it's not really realistic to do green screen at the moment. I have to adjust almost every setting on it just to make it even, like, remotely not static. Even then, it probably still would be. Because on one side, it's like a gigantic beam of light, and on the other side is a slight shadow because the gigantic beam of light. The window has always been an issue right there. But I can't not have sunlight coming into the room. Because at sometimes a day, that window is very bad, and that time of day is normally around noon. Which is right now. Come on, give us a shiny unknown. I only have, like, 6 of them, I want to say. I have no intention on ever completing them, though. There's no real reason to ever do it. Unless you're, like, a super tryhard shiny hunter, which some people have. It's just not for me. Maybe if every Legends game has unknown in it, we would eventually have all of them. But if the next Legends game doesn't have it, we're probably never getting them all. Realistically. Okay, I do want to take outbreaks in here. There's 2 locations I actually want to take every outbreak from. And it's the mountains and here. There's quite a few that are good here. One that I actually still don't have, that have been wanting to get. Alpha Shiny Spiritomb. We have Shiny Spiritomb. But we never got the Alpha Shiny. It was at one point the rare Shiny in this game, and then it wasn't. Nowadays, those are Rift Alpha Shinies. Lilligant... There's one big issue with Lilligant. Or Petalil going to Hisuian Lilligant. And that one big issue is... I don't want to... use it. But there's a reason for that. It is grass fighting. And you know what else is grass fighting? Hisuian Decidueye. You know who I want to use instead? Hisuian Decidueye. So, yeah, Lilligant's irrelevant to us. So, and to some degree, we could always evolve it into normal Petalil. Actually, one interesting thing about Petalil now is, depending on what stat you get, you now have a form to put her in. Because normal Petalil, you know, non-Hisuian, is a special attacker. Whereas standard Petalil, or not standard, but, you know, Hisuian version, standard in this game, is a attack, or physical attacker. So if it has 0 attack, well, you make it a normal Lilligant. If it has higher, well, then you make it a Hisuian Lilligant. So it has ways to go. That's one thing I really liked about Legends Arceus 2 is there's actually, like, 2 evolution paths for a lot of Pokemon now. And most of them are attack physical, or attack special splits. Where, like, attackers become special attackers become attackers. Because Braviary had the same thing. Braviary, that one shiny we randomly got while trying to get Sandy Shocks yesterday, but accidentally got that blue Braviary. That's a physical attacker. However, Braviary in this game is a special attacker. Though they did Esper Wing dirty. Esper Ring is like one of the strongest abilities in this game. However, they nerfed it like crazy for actual use in game. Oh, wait, I skipped that. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. We can go double it back onto those two. We cycle around. Also, not sure why I scouted if we're literally going to be lucking all of them. I do that quite often. I'll, like, scout out the area. Yeah, I still check every single node, which almost invalidates even checking the area like that. I do that so often. Because I have such a habit of just cycling across all of them. Which is why I miss spawn points, even if it's a repeat. Because realistically, every shiny in this game is a repeat, unless we're talking about alpha shinies. In which case, there is a lot of them that are not a repeat. Though the problem is you don't know where alpha shiny is going to be. That's one thing that's even more interesting about the RNG in this game. Because not only do you have shinies randomly appearing, but you also have, you know, random alphas appearing anywhere. And while this mechanic does exist in the mainline game, they're called marks. You know, it's not visible. Like, you can't see a mark on a Pokemon before you catch it. But you know what you can see before you catch it? If they have gigantic red eyes and are, like, 3 times their size. Which is very nice, because the unique modifier on them is actually visible in this game. Unlike the mainline games, where it is not visible. At least not until you catch it. There's a Lilligans. Fortunately, no shinies. Oh, I just realized something! Oh no, the Ghastly overripped my my spawns over here. Ooh. It's gonna give us our billing of shiny Ghastly. Or Hunter. Or whatever you're called. I keep forgetting. No, the second one's called Hunter. I was right the first time. It is Ghastly. Oh! We got double bear over there. I still don't have Alpha Shiny, somehow. I don't have Alpha Shiny Ursa Ring yet. Which, of course, we need for Alpha Shiny Ursa Luna. Oh, who knows? Maybe I would keep it as Ursa Ring. Ursa Ring with, Eviolite would be kind of funny. Pretty sure it's just better to run Hisuian, of the other one. I'm not sure I'd bother ever using it, though. Like, it's kind of strong in this game. But in a format that would allow legendaries, I just don't feel like it'd be usable. Oh, I just went completely past the Bonsleys. Yeah, we'll go say hi to them. We already have a few, but... what if we ever decide we want to use a Pseudo-Wudo? What if we want to troll someone one day? Because we don't have Alpha Shiny Pseudo-Wudo yet. Alright, how do we go about this? I guess we check... there's like 3 paths I need to diverge on. The quickest way to do this is to actually diverge over here. And check this way. Oh, did I ever check that one Ursa Ring that was sitting there? Probably not. Alright, I'm just gonna ignore the Licky Tongues. We have like 1.5 billion of them. I think we'll live without another. Also, no shiny at this stream. Kind of surprised. Hello, random shiny? Random shiny? Hello, hello? The shiny for this never stops reminding me of Care Bears. He's like a green, it's basically just a green Care Bear. It's one of the few green shinies that actually look amazing. At least on his first form. He's gonna run away. I need you to either run or get caught. Choose one. There we go. Hello, spawn? Oh no, there's one left. Why are you running? Why are you running? Oh, they're not alpha. Boo. Let's see. Where have we not checked? Oh no, nowhere's relevant. Let's head out of here. Though for whatever reason, I feel like I forgot to check you, didn't I? I'm just gonna move to you real quick, I guess. If I can figure out what direction that is. Gosh, it's been a while since we played. Should be over here, right? No, this way. Also, I do have to say, I actually like the zone system more in this game than I do in the open worlds in Gen 9. Well, the open world for Gen 9 works really good for your first playthrough. It does not work that well for post-game. Like, at all. It seems like a slight oversight. Because it's really, really enjoyable the first playthrough. And then every subsequent time, you, like, never engage with it. Which is one of the weirdest things, probably, about the most recent gen. Like, you saw what we were doing yesterday. We were literally just, like, hunting one rock. And we're just getting, like, as many different Pokemon as we wanted. Got, like, 3 different shinies on that rock. And there's, like, over a dozen different ones you could get. Like, you literally just keep circling the same location. But it's not, like, a gigantic, like, area. It's, like, a single, very small, concentrated circle. Like, imagine everything in Visible Sight right now was the entire area we spent, like, 5 hours in. It is basically Gen 9 in a nutshell. There's one small circle that you stay in forever. Instead of one big circle that you stay in forever. You know, like I feel like this game captures, at least in post-game, the open world aspect more. Because you actually have to explore the world to get shinies. Rather than in Gen 9, where you sit in one location or literally AFK to get a shiny. In all fairness, there's AFK method to get shinies in this game too. But not to the degree of which you do it in the other game. And even when you do it AFK in this game, you still have to move. Also, I just realized something. I don't have Mischievous shiny in Gen 9. And the reason is it's in Violet. Just forgot about that. You always see them, it's like, oh yeah, you're not the ancient version. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot, it's only in the other version. Every single one of them that we have is all from this game. You know, I'm gonna just ignore the Electrobuzz thingies. Oh yeah, Tyrion's a super tryhard, shiny hunter for sure. Actually, I wonder how close he is to, like, actual living decks. I feel like to be able to do it in a decent amount of time, you have to play Pokemon Go, though. And I don't play Pokemon Go. It is actually the only recent Pokemon game, or, you know, like, modern Pokemon game, that I have not played. I have, to this day, never played Pokemon Go. And also have little intention to do so. But who knows, maybe I will at some point. Yeah, our total amount of shinies, I want to say, is close to 1,200. I'm pretty sure Tyrion has like 10,000. Somewhere's around there. Oh, hey! Hey, I need you with 0 attack. I'm not sure if I have you with 0 attack yet. We might not, but there's one more chance. 1 in 16. But how many we have? I assume one of them is, but there we go. Also, you didn't even make a noise. What are you doing being so quiet? Pretending to not exist. But yeah, that's something that I love about this game. Not when the sound doesn't work. But it has both a visual cue and a sound cue. And that is important, because if one of those don't work, there is a secondary thing. And in Gen 9, there is neither. There is no sound cue, there is no visual cue. The only visual cue there is if you can play Spot the Difference on this random Pokemon that you see like every second. But there's no, like, direct notification in case you accidentally miss it. Like, we probably would have seen that Duskull even without that. But we could have missed it. It could have potentially happened. Whereas in a game like this, even if the sound doesn't play, like, the visual is so absurdly obvious. Also, I'm not sure why the sound does fail sometimes in this game. I have it on literal max. The ones for cries and the shiny noise. So as max as max can get. This still doesn't play sometimes. Yeah, no alpha shiny this stream. Hopefully we'll find one though. No, I always do wide farming in this game. I never just like keep resetting to see try to get the same thing over and over again. I always go for multiple spawn points. Because even if your 20th copy of a shiny can still be useful in many forms. Either for alternative builds, or because you need a specific stat on them, or because you want to have a party of 6 shinies of the same type. Which is some things you can interact with in some of the games. It's fun to have that many shinies of the same one. Like camping in Sword and Shield, or I guess technically picnics in the most recent game. They're not as fun though. I actually preferred, oddly enough, I preferred camping in Sword and Shield. Like, I didn't give it much of a shot on my initial playthrough, and I feel like most people didn't. But when I revisited the game years later, I actually really enjoyed the camping mechanic. Which is kind of weird. It's actually the exact inverse of kind of how it worked in the other game. And then again, you use it in post-game quite a bit for that one. There we go. We have a shiny now. You have 1,831 shinies in Pokemon Go at the moment, gosh. Yeah, how many do I have? Let's see. I have about almost 100 in Sword and Shield. Some of which are actually in this game. Like the Alolan Ninetales, the 2 of them. Actually, so is our Rowlet, because this Rowlet is the, let me throw this guy out real quick. But this Rowlet is, oh wait, that's not what I meant to do. This Rowlet is, the color of this ball. And I love it so much. But yeah, I believe he's in a Beast Ball. I bred him in like 4 or 5 different balls, gosh. In Shiny, because I really love Decidueye. But yeah, we have them in, nearly every ball in Shiny. But, one of them is a Beast Ball. And, every single ball that is not Hisuian in this game looks like this, or the one we're holding. And this ball looks like a certain ball. And I love it. So adorable. Anyways. Okay, fine. If we have nowheres where we can go, we'll go to this place every time. Yeah, Alolan Ninetale Shiny is pretty cool. I've never actually used her for competitive yet. I probably should at some point. Maybe I'll go in Gen 9, because Snow's a lot better now. Snow is actually really interesting now compared to how it was pre-Gen 9. And this thing has Snow Warning. Yep, there we go. Yeah, we need to use them at some point. They were used occasionally in Gen 9, though I didn't really bother with them. But they have a lot of... Or, sorry, Gen 8, I mean. But they'll have a lot of potential in Gen 9. That's probably where it's going to go as soon as Pokemon Home comes out. I'm not sure everything from this game that I will be transferring over. But I know everything from Sword and Shield I'll probably be transferring back to that game. We're definitely keeping the Rowlet in this game. He's too adorable. Anyways, what pattern am I doing right now? I guess we'll go over here. Oh yeah, it's nighttime currently. I probably should have made it daytime. Oh well. There's actually a couple Pokemon I need here. Or actually one Alpha Shiny that I need that's only daytime. It's this one right here. Because I have Honchkrow and Alpha Shiny. But I don't have Roserade. Also, you know what I never bothered getting yet? Mostly because I never finished the dex for that game. I still need, what's it called? Gosh, I can't remember its name now. I still need Shiny Arceus from Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. One of the main completionist things you can do in that game, which I've mostly just been doing ribbons for days. Though not recently, though. I went really heavy on that in October and slightly November. Mostly October. But, I did a lot of ribbon hunting. And one thing that you can actually do in that game is once you have the Pokédex done, which I still never bothered getting around to, you can actually get Shiny Arceus. I do plan on eventually hunting for it, but not quite yet. And the main thing I want it for is it might be usable at some point in the game. Because they allowed Mythicals for the first time ever in Sword and Shield near the end. And there's a chance like a year or two from now, there'll be like a short format that they'll allow Mythicals in Scarlet and Violet. And for that reason, I would like to have a shiny Arceus. Also, we'll be able to bring out our shiny Eternatus then, too. That'll be fun. A thing that we got near the end of Sword and Shield. Also, that reminds me. I still have 0 shiny legendaries. I have no clue how. I have done Dynamax Adventures and have gotten, like, over a dozen shinies from it. And I still, to this day, have never gotten a legendary as shiny yet. Not a single one. To some degree, I really don't care too much if I get legendaries and shinies. Main reason being is you normally need multiple different builds for legendaries once they are within a format. And also many of them need really specific stats. Some of them double zeros. Like something like Dialga, for example, or Palkia. They want to have 0 attack and 0 speed for Trick Room setups. And for that reason, you generally have no point in getting them as shiny. But yeah, I still have 0 shinies of legendaries somehow. We eventually will. But it's not super high priority. Unless it's a really, really cool shiny that we eventually want to get of one. Some of them have some pretty cool ones, though the problem is some of the ones that have cool ones aren't really that viable. Like Rayquaza's kind of underwhelming, though it has an amazing shiny. Giratina has a pretty cool shiny, but it's like such a useless Pokemon in both forms. Also, I'm not sure how its special ability works in Gen 9, but last I recall, his unique ability is actually worse than the weaker version that it's based off of. Because I don't think his ability hits through Protect, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas the weaker version does. Which is so weird. That it'd give it a special ability based on ability, but somehow be weaker. Like, it does more damage, but I don't believe it hits through Protect. You both mentioned salty as ingredients. Oh yeah, I need to go farm our salty Herba Mystica later. Not this stream though. Yeah, I guess we go here. I don't want to check them. You know what else I need to get in this game, though I have no clue if it's going to be available in Gen 9. I need Alpha Shiny Chatot. I don't care how bad it is in any format. If Shiny Chatot can be used next gen, or you know, once DLC comes out and everything, I am using Shiny Alpha Chatot. If we can get ourselves a Shiny Alpha Chatot. If nothing else, I have like a billion normal Chatots. One of them probably has 0 attack. Ooh. I don't have too many of you in Shiny. I would love to get some Spears. He's also one that, once again, needs 0 attack. On the long list of things that need 0 attack. That is one of them. Right, while we're here, before I teleport, let me go check east real quick. As soon as we can orient to figure out what angle we're on. Also, I'm not sure why I'm checking a duck, because it's such a useless one to get. I have so many of them, but it's really cool blue color. I actually really like how it's shiny looks. It's just not usable for anything. Who knows? You might find it Alpha Shiny. Though I have its evolved form in Alpha Shiny, so I guess I don't even need it. Actually, I have 2 of its Alpha Shiny. Not only that, I've gotten in literally every method you possibly can. Because I got it from the spawn point, but I also got it from an outbreak. I guess there's technically still one method I haven't gotten it from, which is just randomly in the wild. But that'd be very rare. Let's see. The Salty Herba Mystica are still basically the best herb in Gen 9. Like, you can use any of them to make recipes. Well, Salty's just the most convenient one for making them. I want to try getting at least one Alpha Shiny to stream. So far, efforts have not been good in that regard. I'll keep trying. As maybe we'll even try doing the spam just a small section method. We'll just keep zoning in and out for it. I'm personally not a fan of doing that though. I just like going around the entire map. More engaging. If I wanted to keep going in circles, we'd be playing Legends Arceus. I mean, not Legends Arceus. We'd be playing Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet. Also, Fog. Fog is by far the most annoying thing ever in this zone. Like, I know it's like canon to Gen 4 because it was like the big Fog game. They utilized it quite a bit for no apparent reason. But, so they felt the need to do it in this game. But, I definitely hope next gen, or next Legends game does not take into place with a region with fog. That'd be a great improvement. I forgot. This guy's weird. Some of them love to try to kill you. The other half love to just run away. And it makes catching them actually really clunky. Because you don't know which one they're going to do. That's not the one I meant to go for. Alright, we're out of here. There's no respawn on them since they're a berry one. Okay, let's keep moving. Hopefully figure out where we are. Like we can kind of use the ground to marks. Oh yeah, that's another one we should probably get at some point. Alpha Shiny Queen Bee. Gosh, why did I forget her name? I want to call it Beatrix, but that's the wrong game. That would be Gems of War. But, Alpha Shiny Vespiquen. That's the term. Because trying to get a shiny that is female of that thing is so annoying. We have done it. However, it is still a very annoying process. Because I think male is like 10%. I'm actually surprised it's not lower. Because if they did it based on actual real odds, it'd be less than 1%. Actually, like, way less than 1%. Which is probably why it's not based on real odds. Of a female bee. As I forget, isn't it like 1 in 10,000, 100,000, 1 in a million or something? Like, it's actually rarer than the actual shiny odds. But of course they just do it as 10% or something similar. Or 12.5 or some kind of weird percent for some reason. Oh, it might be, yeah. It might actually be 12.5 because of 1 in 8. You can rename it Beatrix, true. Actually, that would be funny. If we catch a shiny Alpha Vespiquen, we're gonna rename it Beatrix. 100%. I highly doubt we're getting one this stream, but if we do, we are renaming it Beatrix forever. Come on, where are all the shinies at? Have we only gotten one shiny so far? It's actually kind of funny because even though some people complained about like the shiny odds in this game being like so good, Scarlet and Violet, I haven't seen much complaining about shiny odds. Yet you get like 8 shinies an hour, like 4 to 8 per hour. Whereas this game's closer to like 2 to 4. Even with wide farming, that goes a little bit quicker. And then you have like Pokemon Go, where you get like infinite shinies per second. So that's one feature I absolutely love. The 1,998 storage that this game has. And with a click of a button, boom, stocked back to max. They also made mints very easy to get, though in all fairness, Gen 9 made it even easier than how easy this game is. So I farmed them pretty much for nothing then. Because we farmed quite a bit of mints in this game. Because they're so much easier to get compared to Sword and Shield. And then Scarlet and Violet comes around and it's like, do you want 999 free mints of every mint? And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, that makes it easy. It doesn't literally do that, obviously, but you can literally at any time, if you need a mint, just use your excess cash, go to the mint shop and be like, oh, okay, I have a mint. Like, it's literally impossible to run out of mints in Gen 9. In all fairness, with how many mints we have now, it is also impossible. But oddly enough, my mint stacks actually are still higher in this game. I bought like 100 something of the more useful mints in Gen 9. However, every other mint I think is at around 30 or 40. Whereas in this game, almost every mint's at like 100 something. Yeah, mints are super easy to get. You actually get 3 at a time, sometimes 6. Like all you do is go to the farm after you've caught 20 Pokemon. talk to this guy. Be like, hey, I want some mints. And they're actually even cheaper in this game compared to in the other game. Because you get 3 or 6 for like 20,000, I believe, or 10,000. Whereas in the other game, they're 20,000 apiece. So boom, 3 mints. They're completely random, but they're mints. And then if you want more, yeah, they're 3,333 each. Though sometimes you get 6. So yeah, they're really cheap. So for 10,000, you get 3 or 6. In current gen, you get 1 for 20,000. However, that 1 in 20,000 lets you choose the mint, which is pretty useful because you can just choose, you know, what you actually need, rather than RNGing for the right ones. But obviously, if you just keep RNGing for the right ones, you eventually get all of them, and you eventually get some of the right ones. Like, for example, Quiet Mint, special attack up, speed down, which is good for Trick Room special attackers. I know that's not how Pokemon Go works. You have to put in several minutes, and then you get a billion shinies. Because isn't it something, to my understanding, isn't the main thing that makes it broken the catch combo? Like catch combo combined with an event? Because you're like stacking whatever the catch combo does combined with whatever the event odds increase does. Because isn't that what causes you to get like 1.5 billion shinies per second? Because that's my understanding. I'm not sure if that's actually true. Because I've never played it, or looked at gameplay of it, barely. Other than some competitive, which looks like they're literally just mashing the screen. It's really funny. Because when I was watching some of the things in 2020 for the tournaments that they did, like their Worlds tournament, it was the first one they hosted in years because of the pandemic, I did watch, like, very briefly the Pokemon Go portion. Like, just to see what was going on. And all I saw was the most mashing of screens I have ever seen. I have never seen someone tap a phone screen so vigorously. It's basically competitive phone tapping. It was a sight to behold. Now, that's quite literally what it was. Like, obviously there's some strategy to it, of course. But from, like, the outside, not knowing the full context, it literally just looks like competitive phone tapping. But there is no catch combo in Sword and Shield, though. Unless you count catching it 500 times to ever so occasionally increase, like, the odds of only those glistening ones. Sword and Shield has some really weird methods. But there was no catch combo in Sword and Shield. The only game that has had it, then, I guess, is Let's Go. Like, Sword and Shield, like, you get a benefit ever so slightly for catching hundreds of them, but it doesn't affect every Pokemon. Well, there's the... Sword and Shield has the kill option, where there's like a 50% chance when you kill something, it'll spawn the same thing. Though realistically, you only use that for Sinistea. Like, or Authentic Sinistea. There's like not a single other Pokemon that's particularly viable for. This has like absurdly low spawn rate in a given area. But even then, it's probably just easier to breed it. Because I'm pretty sure Authentic Sinistea is like literally the only thing that uses that method. Just because otherwise Authentic Sinistea is absurdly annoying to get. Also, you know what we haven't caught in this stream yet? We haven't gotten any Hisuian shiny. It's one of the reasons to even be playing is to try to get some Hisuian shinies. Because this is where they reside. Obviously, we're mostly alpha hunting, though. Anyways, I think we're out of here. And nothing there. Ooh, nice. I finally have gotten both of those as of several months ago. However, gosh, it was so annoying to eventually get these cherries. But I probably don't have one with 0 attack yet, so I'll go do it. They are actually surprisingly good with Groudon. And you know who else is probably going to be good with Terastallizing? This Pokemon's going to be really good with... Koraidon? Miraidon? Which one is the Scarlet one? I always keep interchanging them. I think it's Miraidon. Miraidon? Koraidon? I think it's Miraidon. I don't remember. But whatever one is the new the fighting dragon in the most recent gen. This thing actually has pretty good synergy with it. Assuming it's going to be in next gen. Obviously, currently it is not. But it might be. And if it is, it really needs the sunlight from it. And I believe this thing has Friend Guard, which is one of the main things that make it really good. Friend Guard while being really tanky in the sun. The evolved form of this, of course, not it's the evolved form. Did we get gypped? Is that all of them already? Ah, we got gypped. Got gypped. I thought that was shiny for a second. Oh no, while I am here though. Wait, there's still more? Well, there's not respawning, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, while we're here, let's go check for Scyther. I still don't have Alpha Shiny, what's his name? Cleavor. I don't think there's any other Hisuian Pokemon in this area. So there's Alpha Shiny Cleavor. No, I don't think there is. There's a lot more Alpha spawns. Oh, yes, actually there is. Though I already have it. Stantler. Or whatever his evolved form's called. The one that we were riding whenever we're on our horse steer. Is there anything else worth checking in this area? I don't think so. I think we're out of here. We have you and Alpha Shiny. We have you. We don't have you. We don't have you. We don't have you, surprisingly. We somehow don't have you. We have you 2 times over. We don't have you. Don't have you. Don't have you like 3 times over. Have you once. There's not too many good ones. There's Gyarados. That. We already got the Snorlax. Would never actually use that. Yeah, there's only 2 Hisuian ones in this area. Stantler and Cleavor. And we already checked them both. Well, technically we didn't check that one, but I already have 1 or 2 of it in Alpha Shiny. Hello, J-Shar. Welcome, welcome. 10 Pokemon on the dot. 10 cherries. Actually, I haven't had cherries in a while. I should go get some cherries. Oh, no. I've kind of grown out of a couple fruits. Like, I still like their taste. I just haven't really been eating them much. Like, cherries, blueberries, like, both really good fruits. Just don't really eat them that much these days. Abra. Oh, he's funny when he teleports. Alright, which one do we care about more? Honestly, I'd rather do the mountain. I initially absolutely hated the layout of this mountain area. However, it has grown on me so much that this is actually my favorite area in the entire game now. It went from my least favorite area to my most favorite area. Over almost 900 hours of gameplay. Like, I think the first 300 hours, I despised this location. Every bit after that, it started to grow on me till about the 500 to 600 hour point where it's like, you know what? This is actually the best zone in the game. Because initially my favorite zone was the winter area. Because visually it kind of works. Because how bad the graphics are, you don't notice that as much in that area. But the actual gameplay in post-game, like after you do it for a while, it's like, it becomes less and less enticing for that particular zone. Just because its layout is so weird. Because it's really height-based. Well, this one is too, but it's height-based in a way that actually works. Whereas the other one is like, here's gigantic mountain that takes like half a minute to scale. In the middle of nowhere. And there are multiple of them. Whereas the movement system for this one's a lot more fluid. for this zone. Also, I almost want to keep streaming until we get a single alpha shiny. That's probably a bad idea, though, because we get super unlucky. That number can get very high. The number of hours. Yeah, this game is still just so relaxing, though. It's probably my favorite thing about it. It's probably the most chill Pokemon game. I guess that and probably Pokemon Snap. I never played Pokemon Snap, though. The original one I didn't. The new one, I mean, I never played. I don't think I ever would, though. Unless it's on sale. For, like, almost nothing. Like, I wouldn't mind playing it. I just feel like it's too much money for what it is. It's one of those kind of games where if you just look at gameplay from it, which I actually haven't bothered doing, like looking up a playthrough of it, but it's one of those kind of games under the category of, you probably watch someone else play it rather than play it yourself. It's definitely in that category of game. Also, can you please be shiny already? You know how bad I want you to be shiny? Because we're going to be using you so much once you're legal in, Gen 9. It's basically just Goodra, but better. They took everything that made Goodra good, and then improved the few things that made it bad. And there you go. Like, it made its absolute worst things even worse, because it doesn't need them. Which actually improves it even more. And then made the things that it does good even better. And then boom, Hisuian Goodra. I think one of the weirdest things about it, though I'm not sure if it's going to change by the time it actually gets, like, truly added. I believe its special ability, Shelter, is literally just Iron Defense with less PP. Which, if that's what it does in next gen, that is really bad. Like, yes, it would probably want to use that move occasionally. However, it doesn't do anything special. Like, in this game, it is absurd because it gives you a bunch of evasion, and I believe it still ups your defense. But it looks like what it's actually just going to do is literally just be Iron Defense, which is going to be kind of lame. They could at least made it like a triple defense buff rather than a double or something. I guess they were concerned that'd be too broken, because gosh, it's already strong beyond belief. So maybe they just did that for balance reasons. But in doing so, they also made it like so much less unique, at least in that regard. Ooh, you know what? Just for the fun of it, let's go get some Murkrows. Murkrow's insane in Gen 9 right now. Though by the time Home comes out, Murkrow will be old meta. It already kind of is falling off. I still use it, though, because I just like it. I always like having a Tailwinder on my team. If it's not that, it's going to be Talonflame. And I've been using some Talonflame. I just feel like I've been using Murkrow more. Even though a lot of the battles that we did the other day didn't actually use the Murkrow, you more so use the Murkrow to make them think you're going to use the Murkrow. You don't actually need to use the Murkrow. There's a lot of Pokemon that you can actually put on your team and never actually intend to use. And literally just have it there because you want to scare them into thinking you are going to use it. So I wonder if I have a zero attack Murkrow yet. You know what? I'm actually going to try catching them. Oh, you know, I forgot. They're all offensive. We're going to ignore them. I forgot. They're out for blood. Because I'm not sure I have a zero attack Murkrow yet. I know the one I use in Gen 9 is not zero attack. So I run like a Brave Bird Sucker Punch build on it. Which catches people off guard because almost every Murkrow is Eviolite. So it has higher bulk. But its bulk is already so low that I just go under the assumption that they're going to think that it's a bulky Murkrow because like 90-something% of people are running bulky Murkrow. And then, to their surprise, It's actually physical attacker Murkrow, while still having Tailwind and Haze. And then you just get one-shotted by, like, Brave Bird or something. Which is weaker than Talonflame's Brave Bird. But it's a lot less expected. Like, on Talonflame, like, you see a Talonflame, it's like, oh, it's gonna Brave Bird me. But you see a Murkrow, it's like, it's probably just gonna Tailwind or something. Like, your first thought isn't, oh, it's gonna Brave Bird my option. Yeah, we got the rare spawn there. That guy's only a few % chance. If only it was Alpha Shiny, though. One weird thing with coming back to this game, though, is despite how good its shiny rate is, it does feel slower than Scarlet and Violet. Which is kind of strange, because it always seemed kind of quick, like prior to playing Scarlet and Violet. But now after, yeah, it is a little slower. And we're at max odds on everything, 1 in 521 on literally everything we look at. Even higher for mass outbreaks and massive mass outbreaks. Because what, we hunted for about 5-ish hours yesterday. It was a 6-hour stream, but not all of it was hunting. But we did like 5-ish hours yesterday, and we caught 14 shinies? 13, 14? 1 and 2. So far, we are 1 hour in with 1. Though this game normally has a rate of 2 per hour, which would bring us to 10. But the other game normally has a rate of like 2 to 4 per hour. Probably closer to 4 if you're doing sandwich bonus the entire time efficiently. Well, it depends where you're hunting. Because if it's something that's easier to hunt, you could probably get closer to 6. If it was a harder one, then it might be closer to like 1 or 2. We're out of here. Oh, maybe we should go target an alpha. Oh, that's what I want. I keep forgetting. You're right here. Oh, well, I'm here, though. I can scrap them. Scrap, scrap, scrap. Oh, yeah, let me go move the one shiny we have. The only shiny we've got in this stream. Let's go move him. Let's see, is he 0 attack? No. You can tell that he might have 0 attack if his attack stat is 0. Even though it's not visible, everything in this game still has IVs and EVs. The way that you tell what its IVs are is 0 means decent, which is the lowest category. Or, you know, it's either no good or decent. And the other ones we don't care about. We just want it to be 0 in the correct area. And then it has like a small chance of being what we were looking for. And EVs are still accumulated in this game. Something I didn't learn until I sent my Garchomp to Gen 4. Because I needed it for the tower, so I was like, might as well use the Alpha Garchomp. And in doing so, or the Alpha Shiny Garchomp, but in doing so, I realized he already had all his EVs, so I had to go use a bunch of berries to go get it away. Which means, even though they're not used at all in any way, shape, or form in this game, Pokemon still accumulate EVs. Which is interesting, because that means you accumulate EVs by catching Pokemon. This is a mechanic that is not in, Scarlet and Violet. If you auto-battle, or, you know, the equivalence of the other game's version of just throwing a ball at it, but if you auto-battle a Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, you do not gain EVs. In this game, if you throw a ball at a Pokemon and catch it, you do gain EVs, which is kind of interesting. I actually prefer the way it is in Scarlet. I mean, in this game, compared to Scarlet and Violet, because if the same method existed in Scarlet and Violet, you could actually EV train something manually in, like, under 5 minutes. But because you can't do the auto-battle method for it, you can't. I guess they wanted to do that so you wouldn't just gain a bunch of junk EVs, or literally gain max EVs in, like, no time at all. Even though there are alternative methods in post-game to do so. I guess for storyline balance, they didn't want to do it that way. Because gaining EVs very quick in this game technically doesn't matter, because they do nothing until you transfer them to a different game. Oh, these are the special ones, right? Yeah, I need to actually catch these guys. Hello. Come on, Alpha Shiny chance. No, you want to. Also, if we get an Alpha Shiny of this thing, I know what we're meaning in, as soon as, not Paradox, as soon as Hisuian Pokemon are usable. We actually get the Alpha Shiny of them. Even, without it, we'll probably still use them. Come on, shiny noise, shiny noise, shiny noise, go. I hear a lack of shiny noise. Shiny noise, where you at? I'm hearing a distinct lack of shiny noises. Shiny noise? Please? Shiny noise? Would you guys like to stay in the ball? Shiny noise? Come on, at least one where you're gonna spawn. Shiny noise? Hello? Any shiny noise out there? Alright, fine. You know what? Can you guys take out 1 billion of these? I haven't battled in a while. Go kill these things up. Yeah, I think only 6 normally spawn. I almost forgot, we have Agile and Strong Style. I have not used that mechanic in so long. It's been a while since we've engaged in a battle in this game. I really wish the endless battle mode in this game gave you shinies. Or at least there's a chance to catch shiny Arceus or something. Alright, where's our shiny at? Go. I think that's all that's gonna spawn. Now we got one more. He's not shiny though. We're out here. Alright, most of the spawns here aren't really that good. We might just zone out, because we can't even get the other thing either. Unless we want an Alpha Shiny Obama Snow. I will give it a shot, actually. Because Snow is a lot better now that they changed it in Gen 9. Well, we have 1 billion shinies of him. I do not have an Alpha Shiny. Which is weird, because he does actually have a static spawn in the other zone. I just don't really do the Ice Zone that much these days. It's just such a weird layout. Actually, I normally check them too when we go for the Hisuian Zoroark. Because that's where the Hisuian Zoroark. That's also where the Eevee spawn. They both spawn right next to the Alpha Obama Snow. Yeah, they changed Snow quite drastically as far as how it works in Gen 9. Because no longer does it do damage every turn. But now it gives a defense boost. There aren't too many ice types that utilize that. Though there is one really interesting one that is going to be very broken with it. And it's Calyrex Ice. Calyrex Ice was already absurdly tanky. And to be able to have 50% more bulk just for having Snow is going to make it even tankier. Aw, you're not alphas. Nor shiny. You're neither. You're nothing that we want. Oh, since we're already over here, I guess we'll go look at these. Most of the Pokemon over here is anything we want, though. The shinies are shiny. Getting blocked on most of these. Bunch of uses bugs. Bunch of uses ponies. That is a really cool looking shiny, though. Also, I was actually surprised. The shiny for it looks way different in Pokemon Let's Go than it does in this game. Like, it looks more like a blue in Pokemon Let's Go. Whereas in this game, it looks a lot more like a tealish color. I mean, not like super teal, but like it doesn't look as dark blue as it does in the other game. Which actually surprised me when we ended up getting it randomly. Because I knew what its shiny looked like, but I didn't know it looked like that. Or, you know, like you know what it looks like, but in some games they actually look slightly different. Even though it's still the same. Well, we didn't get what we wanted. Eventually. And 19. One short of 20. Actually, only one of those, gosh, only one of them stayed in the ball. Also, you know what I would love? A style of game like this that just kept adding, like, 10 more Pokemon every month. Because that's one slight issue with this game, too, is once you hunt everything, like, what are you supposed to do? Hunt more. Well, yeah, of course, the Alpha Shinies and everything. But, you know, there isn't, like, that exploration of trying to find, like, oh, where's the new ones now? Or, like, if they added a whole nother zone. Which, does seem like they might do for the DLC, which would be pretty cool for the other game. Because games like this would benefit a lot from adding more zones, just more things to do in each zone. Okay, we have you, we have you, we have you. We have a couple targets we seek. This is also a very interesting alpha if we happen to get it. The main reason being is it is one of a few Pokemon that can be alpha shiny in a Pokemon that doesn't exist in this game. So one thing that Mr. Mime Jr. can do is evolve into Mr. Rhyme. And Mr. Rhyme is, by normal means, impossible to have as shiny alpha. However, if you evolve it in Sword and Shield, like you bring your, you know, you bring it over to Sword and Shield, you evolve it there, you can end up getting a alpha shiny Mr. Rhyme. A Pokemon that does not exist in this game, but still is considered an alpha shiny. We've gotten shinies next to an alpha, Mr. Mime before, or Mime Jr., I mean. But never has it been shiny. I mean, never has it been alpha, I mean, while also being shiny. There are actually several Pokemon in that category. How many achievements have we gotten and what? Because this game doesn't have like a traditional achievement system. And by that I mean it has almost no achievement system. Though it does have technically one thing that's kind of like an achievement system. Which is like the whole Dex thing. Where you can get 100,000 research, 10 stars, and perfect entry for everything. There's a lot of completionist goals you can do in this game. Like a lot of completionist goals. Like a lot of completionist goals. Like literal hundreds of hours of completionist goals, and yes, we have done them all. And you can also get a mark for doing them all with Solitude, of which we have done all of them. Every last one of them. Which is that one red mark in the middle, if you don't know where that is. That one little red Pokeball mark. Every single one of those is doing Solitude. Anytime they have that little shiny thing, that means we got them in shiny. Other than the legends, obviously. Because they are shiny locked in this game, unfortunately. Otherwise, we would probably have all of them too. I'm not even sure why I'm looking at them. I have so many Glygars. I'm trying to get that guy shiny and he still hasn't yet. But basically, everything that can be done in this game, we have done. At least from a, like, 100% completionist sake. There's a lot of things under, like, 200% that I guess we considered undone yet, or not completed. Though, 200%ing, like, depending on what you consider under 200%, like, we're talking 100,000 hours, no one's doing it. Like, true 200% is impossible in this game. It's mostly due to rifts. Actually, if it wasn't for rifts, true 200% could probably be done in this game. It'd still take forever, but it would actually be doable. Yeah, generally, most Pokemon games, they generally don't have a trophy system in the traditional sense of what you might consider to be a trophy system. Because Nintendo Switch games generally don't have, like an achievement system, necessarily. Most games generally have a lot of goals that you can do, but not necessarily in, like, a standard achievement system style. Though I do have to say, the completionist setup for this game is way, way, way better than the way that it's set up in Gen 9. It always gives you stuff to do. In Gen 9, you finish the game, and it's like, okay, what now? Like, you can shiny hunt, you can do PvP and stuff, but it doesn't really, like, give you, like, hey, here's some things you can go do. Like, this game gives a lot more direction. Until you finish them all, in which case, it's at the same point. So it takes hundreds of hours to get to that point. Which is a perfectly fine amount of content. Like, I would say this game, even though we have almost 1,000 hours in it, I would say this game realistically has like 800 hours of content. We just happen to have way more. How did I miss that? I was like expecting it to move slightly, and then it didn't. It proceeded to not do such a thing. Wait, did he just escape, really? There we go. Ah, yeah, he ran away. Okay. I guess we'll go look at the Gibble real quick. Actually, I'm gonna teleport there. Actually, I'm not gonna teleport there. What if this is a shiny? It is not. Okay, now we teleport there. Yeah, I used to be very paranoid on a lot of games about achievement hunting everything. I don't do that for too many games these days. Unless the achievement hunting is more of like the gameplay loop. Which for this game it kind of was. Like finishing out all the deck stuff and everything. Generally, the only games I do like true 100% on these days are ones that actually integrates the achievement system very well into the gameplay loop. It gives you more incentive to actually complete it. In this game, doing them all gives you higher shiny odds. Aw, no alphas. Alright, we're out of here. Put away all this junk. So we should probably go ahead to one of the other few zones. We still haven't been to two of them so far today. The ice zone and the beach. With those options, guess we're coming back. Not with those options. Let's make it nighttime. Also, I still keep scouting them all as if that will do something. We still keep checking them all anyways. So it allows us to skip if we want to. Whereas if we don't scout, we're just going to have to go for them all. But it gives us the option to skip. Also lets us know preemptively which ones are going to be the stars. Unfortunately, those are not particularly enticing. Like Hippowdon, it's only good at the beginning of a format of any given game. So by the time home access comes in, he's going to be useless. Chingling, we really don't care if we own. So the only two targets we really have then are the two Hisuian ones. Which realistically is pretty much almost always going to be the case. Probably want to target Hisui. As this is the game for it. What was these? The Voltorbs? Oh, hello, big guy. Oh, I guess we're not fighting you guys. We already have him in Alpha Shiny as well. He's actually one of the few I wouldn't need to actually get. I figure since we're already here. Oh yeah, that's something I didn't think about. I wonder if they're gonna add Nose Pass to to Gen 9 in the DLC. Because it always points in the same direction. And I wonder if he'd always point towards the crater. Because there's like a weird lore mechanic with that. With how like the compass of the Elite Four points to it. I'm curious if they do the same thing with Nose Pass. I feel like they're actually trying with lore these days for Pokemon games. I feel like a lot of the older games is just kind of there. Well, Legends Arceus and Gen 9 aren't like the absolute best from a lore perspective. Like they're definitely trying more. After like 3 decades of making games. Or 2.5, whatever it's been. They're starting to slightly get the hang of it. I'm pretty sure time constraints is the main issue most of the time. I'm surprised we haven't gotten any really good drops so far this stream though. Barely got anything at all. It's kind of funny because shinies just keep becoming easier and easier to get. We're almost to the point where a 1 in 521 is starting to be bad odds. Because it more so comes down to... Because it's not just the odds of finding a Pokemon, it's also the rate of which you can cycle it. So if you're doing like a 521 but you're checking like 10 per minute, that's a lot different than 521 where you're checking 1 per second. Oh, so that's one I'm really surprised we haven't found Alpha Shiny yet. I do not have any of the Gengar line in Shiny Alpha, despite the fact that we have more of them than I know what to physically do with. Okay, I'm actually going to cycle this way because we did skip over it. I'm going to cycle right over here. Check Misdreavus, which somehow I have the previous form that doesn't have a static spawn as Alpha Shiny, but not the main one. Somehow still haven't gotten the little thing. I'm actually surprised how many ones, given how many times we've cycled through some of these areas, we have not gotten. We're at least quad over odds on some, if not more. Oh, so I did this in like the funkiest pathing possible. It's a lot easier to go from the top than the bottom. Hey, you're shiny. Hello. You're not alpha, but hello. Why are none of my shinies making noise today? That's fine. There we go. That's not what we're looking for, but it's also kind of what we're looking for. Also, I'm not sure why. It always loves giving me Dartrix. Like, the ratio of how many Dartrixes we've gotten compared to the other two forms is absurdly high. Ah, there we go. Another Decidueye for the pile. Where is it? There we are. Kind of hard to miss. Let's see. Move this over. Oh, wait, did I just move a shiny? No. That wasn't shiny. Yeah, there's only 2. Gosh, why are we getting so few? We're at like a 1 per hour rate. But we got 2 pretty useful ones, if nothing else. At least the shinies we are getting are actually useful. Oh, running low on Ultra Balls. I can fix that real quick. I'd like to buy your entire stock. Also, that's one other thing I love about this game. Given that you have the double storage, items work perfectly in this game. Where right now I have 999 on me. So it's like, oh, I can't buy any? Nope, just go straight to storage. I love how they have that set up. So you can just restock your restock. You can literally restock the restock for your items. So convenient. I still want to see if we can get at least 1 alpha shiny this stream, though. I think that's pretty much like the goal of this stream at this point. Can we get 1 singular alpha shiny? Ooh, Chatta, I gotta try for it. You haven't been here much today. Also, this is one I generally don't scout. It is a really easy cycle. Alright, start from there. Oh! Shiny noise! See? Now, if this was Scarlet and Violet, we would not have that shiny. Problem, though, where on earth is this shiny? That was definitely shiny noise. I'm not going crazy. I know shiny noise when I hear shiny noise. Where's this thing? Not the bats. Oh, there it is. Get in there. See, now, if this was Scarlet and Violet, this would be 1 less shiny we'd have. Because there's no way we would have seen that from how far away it was. There we go. Now we get a free Dustox. It's not useful, but it is a shiny. Hello, the White Tiger. Welcome, welcome. You know what? We're already over here. Might as well check this thing. I've also learned from many times of going through this area that if there's a shiny in the cave, you'll hear it from above. Alright, there's no shiny in the cave. You would have heard the noise by now. Alright, I guess we just drip down real quick. Check the golden fish. He's not a golden fish. Alright. Oh, wait. Go back. Oh no, this is one of the benefits of having scouted beforehand. Ah, you know what? We'll come back for you. We'll be back. If we have time, we need to go say hi to Shellos. See if we can get an Alpha Shiny one. I have Alpha Shiny in his other color, but I don't have Alpha Shiny in pink. And it's a good enough Pokemon that you'd probably want both colors. I currently only have the one. Also, remember yesterday when I said some things in Legends Arceus can get stuck in a rock? There's one of the few locations where that does happen. They're pretty good about it compared to Gen 9, where literally every wall, anything can get stuck into. But there are still a few small locations here and there in this game. But they're very rare, and most of them are from the free DLC they did. Or, you know, the content update. Most of them prior to the content update weren't really stuck in anything for the most part. But afterwards, there were several that were. From a lack of oversight on some things. Of how a spawn next to some objects would work. Oh, so we got lucky on that one shiny we just got. If it was daytime, we would not have gotten that shiny. Oh, chat dot. I got to. Hello, chat dots. Hello, hello. Hello, goodbye, goodbye. Hello, chat dot. Please run. Hello, chat dot. Run. Either get in ball or run. Choose one. Hello, chat dots. Hello, chat dots. Hello, chat dot. Hello, hello. Get in the ball. Either run or get in the ball. Choose one. Doesn't matter which. Good. Bad. Run. 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 Come on. Run away. Run away. Thank you. Oh, they're gone. No. Alright, we are a mile away from that. Still gonna go for it, though. How many Pokemon do we have? We have about 725 shinies in this game. I was hoping to have 1,000 by the anniversary of the game. And in total we do. But, Gen 9 kind of got in the way of that. Because most of our, as far as our Pokemon playing has been more towards Gen 9 in this game, of course, since it came out. Let me go do a wide arch in case we get lucky. Nope. Ooh, you're alpha, but you're not shiny. Alright, let me go mark these two. We're gonna head there. And then if we have time, we'll do the Shellos. We can get an alpha shiny if it's upper form. Am I playing on emulator? No. We're playing on Switch. Good old Switch. It's actually kind of weird, though. Because our time played does show as like 200 lower than how much we've actually played. Because we have 800-something hours if we go click the save thing. The main reason for that is between the two updates, there's a weird glitch where if you were playing on a different platform, and by different platform I mean switching between your two switches, it ended up not counting the time. Which was kind of unfortunate. So even though our time is at, what is it right now? We're at, where's the thing? Gosh, I'm so used to the other games menuing. But yeah, it didn't count like 200-something hours. We're at 848 hours. It's kind of weird because the other game kind of does that in, similarly, but in inverse. Where your playtime is actually higher than the other time. Because instead of the other way around. And the reason for that is there's so much lag in the most recent game that it actually counts. It counts time based on the frames, but the actual other timer counts it based on how long you've been in the game. So the other timer is always going to be higher because it counts every single second, whereas the other one counts time based on frames, which you drop like crazy with how much lag there is in some areas in the game for Scarlet and Violet. Which actually has the exact inverse problem of what this game has. Although they have fixed that glitch on this game. That was fixed after, I think, like the 3rd patch they did. Now, let's go get these shellos. Oh no, they're gone. Aww. They came too late. What are we looking for? Pretty much any alpha shiny. We're trying to prioritize Hisuians whenever we can and stuff like that. A bird. Anyways. But we're mostly just looking for anything Hisuian that we can use for competitive. Or really, just any competitive Pokemon. That or any alpha shiny. We're just kind of farming everything in every zone. Oh, that's what I wanted. There we go. To try to maximize how many shinies we get. And there's one. We got a moth. A useless moth, but a moth nonetheless. They're starting to add a lot of moth Pokemon. I keep having to see that one fire moth in competitive because it's so viable currently. And then as soon as the Paradox come around, we're going to see the mechanical moth everywhere. Oh, Hisuian Avalog. Yeah, why not? I have one. Which we probably have multiple. But we don't have it in Alpha Shiny. Also, we haven't been in this zone all day, so gives us an excuse to come here. It's right over here. Hey, well, that was easy. That was very easy. I actually do plan on using him in next gen. If you could get in the ball, that'd be great. Mostly because the amount of defense he's going to have is absurd. So if you ever get into a weird situation where you can force the enemy team to not have any special attacker, this is going to be ridiculous. The problem is you hit him with one special attack, particularly fire, he melts, quite literally. So realistically, he's really bad. But there are going to be some niche, very niche situations where he is absurdly good. He also gains quite a bit of benefit from terrestrializing due to his 4 times weak. Oh wait, actually, what is this typing again? I can't remember. Is he Steel Ice? I keep wanting to think Steel Ice, but it might be Rock. Let me go double check. Again, as soon as we go check the shiny. I actually forget if he's Steel Ice or Rock Ice. He's definitely Ice something. I could have sworn it was Steel Ice, which would make him 4 times weak to fire and fighting. Which would make him 4 times weak to so much. But then you just terrestrialize it and it's like, oh, that fixes all your issues. Well, everything except his very low special defense. Almost all his issues. Alright, that's pretty much all of them. Well, while we're here, let's go exploring some. It's been a while since we kind of chilled here. The layout of this zone's kind of weird, though. It's all, like, so far apart. Alright, nothing we need there. Let's go head over in that direction. Oh yeah, that one's probably blocked. No, it wouldn't be blocked, never mind. Oh, there's the Abomasnow I was talking about earlier. And the EVs and the other thing spawn to the left is Zoroark. Of course, there's none currently. Should be a gigantic head. What's funny is his shiny has red eyes, but his alpha is also red eyes, because that's how alphas work. Which makes his, which means his shiny would be, like, near impossible to tell if there wasn't a visual audio cue. I know. Didn't think we were close enough for that. I guess we'll take the long way then. Oh, so this is by no means the way I normally go through this area. Though this area's pathing is very clunky compared to many others. Well, we'll check the hot spring. I feel like there's a higher alpha chance in hot spring. Though there's not a higher shiny chance. Still same odds. Also, I still have never gotten this Lucario's Alpha Shiny. We have checked him, I want to say 1,500 times. I know for sure over 1,000. The exact number is undetermined. Because I was keeping track of it for a while and I was like, oh, I'm giving up on this. We have gotten an Alpha Shiny one. It was from an outbreak, not from his hill. But yeah, we still have not gotten the hill one, which is amazing because I've gotten like literally every shiny in existence around it. We've gotten this Garchomp twice. We got the Electabuzz down there. We got the flying thing. Like every single spawn in the entire area we've gotten a shiny. Except for it. Literally the whole area around him. Every last bit of it, except for him himself. Which is very unfortunate. And still not shiny. That's to be expected. Oh, we didn't leave empty-handed at least. Got a Hisuian shiny. Actually, it's kind of weird. Every shiny we've gotten has kind of been good. Well, I guess not the Moth. I guess that one random Moth is the exception. But otherwise, we got 2 Hisuian, one that's actually competitively viable, and a Moth. What does it bring us to? Let's see. So this is 720. So 725 is how many we're at right now. Still no Alpha Shiny today. I think that's like our main goal now at this point. We keep streaming till we get a single Alpha Shiny. Though maybe not, because that could take forever sometimes. I think the most Alpha Shinies we ever got in one day was 3. It was for like over the course of like 12 hours. Which we're definitely not going that long, that's for sure. Which I might even call it in the next hour or so. I didn't intend to stream for like super long. I just kind of wanted to revisit this game 1 year later. As it is exactly 1 year since this game came out. 1 year on the dot. This is the game that got us back into Pokemon. Quite a bit so. Well, obviously you. It's the only thing that looks particularly enticing on this entire map. Unfortunately. It looks so much different in the new Pokemon game, yeah. It's made by a completely different team. Also, that's something I learned recently as well. Is, the Fire Emblem games. One of the reasons why I probably don't like the most recent Fire Emblem game that came out last week, and the reason I didn't even bother getting it. But one thing I actually just learned recently is that Fire Emblem game was made by a different dev team than Three Houses. They basically are doing the same thing that Pokemon is doing, where they basically have 2 dedicated dev teams that are working on different games. And in the case of Pokemon, one dev team are working on basically side games like this, Or more like Legends Arceus, and hopefully another Legends game after this one, because of how successful it was. And then there's the normal dev team, which is working on, you know, like the mainline game, like current Gen 9 Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, they actually have two different teams doing it. But apparently, Fire Emblem is also that way, which is why their games keep coming out so drastically different. They have one dev team that's working on things like Fire Emblem Engage that just came out last week. And then they have another dev team that is actually doing things correctly. Which did things like Three Houses. The most successful Fire Emblem game to ever exist. Yeah, that would be one of the other reasons why I guess Engage didn't really engage me that much. Yeah, it's a completely different dev team than every Fire Emblem game I've ever played. So we're just gonna have to wait until they do whatever they do after Three Houses then. By that actual other dev team. Which probably is like a year or two from now. Because unlike Pokemon, I highly doubt they're releasing two games in the same year. Speaking of which, Pokemon Day's around the corner. Curious what they're gonna announce this year. If I had to guess, it's gonna be like Legends Arceus DLC, Scarlet and Violet DLC, and one game for the holidays. As well as whatever other miscellaneous announcements they do. Because I still feel like this game will get DLC. Because they're definitely not releasing another one anytime soon. Like, the earliest they would release another Legends game is next year. I highly doubt they're going to be like, hey, this holiday season, play Legends Mew. No, I don't think they would even do a Legends Mew. They would do it on, like, a really obscure Legends. Like, if they're going to do one. One that's people don't know much about. Did I not like the two-color look? Well, it wasn't just that. It was more so the gameplay and everything, too. But yes, I absolutely hate the protagonist of Fire Emblem Engage. Like, that wasn't the only reason I didn't end up playing it. Though it was definitely a contributing factor. Like, a big contributing factor. Like, I still found even the protagonist of gosh, what was that one game called? Where they basically took the formula of Age of Calamity and did it for Fire Emblem. What was that game called? Fire Emblem, gosh, what was that game called? Fire Emblem... Oh yeah, I forgot it's not on this Switch. It's on my other Switch. Like, it's basically just my Pokemon Switch now. My Switch OLED. I forgot, I can't even check it here. Oh my gosh, what's that one Fire Emblem game called? We played it, yeah, it was last year, right? Sometime last year. But, they basically did that one in, like, that one fighting style thing. And the protagonist for that game, like, even then, it was like, eh. Like, I didn't care for him too much, but he kind of grew on me. But, I don't know, it's whenever they do, like, the ultra very weird kind of colored protagonist kind of thing. I don't know, it just really throws me off. Like, Byleth was definitely a really good protagonist. Like, both design and just character-wise. I feel like just the characterization in general was really, really good in Three Houses. A lot of really good, memorable characters. Like, even the side characters you remember. Oh yeah, Three Hopes, that was the one. Yeah, in Fire Emblem Three Hopes, even in that game, I wasn't like a huge fan of the protagonist, but it kind of grew on me. At least his design was like bearable compared to what they did with Fire Emblem Engage. Like, his design wasn't bad, it just wasn't good. But in Fire Emblem Engage, the design is like actively bad, like really bad. And you can't have your main protagonist being like that. Like, if that was a side character, it wouldn't matter as much. But as the main protagonist, for like a 50-hour campaign that you probably have to play through like 3 times, it's just too much. You would pay on almost any price for Arceus DLC. Yeah, I would drop 60 right now. Like, if they said, like, tomorrow, new Legends game. I highly doubt they're making an announcement today, though. They didn't even announce that there's 1,000 Pokemon until 3 months after it happened. They're not going to announce a Legends game on the 1-year anniversary of Legends Arceus. If it took them 3 months to acknowledge, oh yeah, we have 1,000 Pokemon now. We did a video for that like the other week or 2 ago. Like, to some degree, I somewhat understand because they didn't want to do it too close to when the game launched because it would spoil like so many Pokemon. But also, they waited 3 months. Also, the main thing I came here for, I haven't even done. Wait. One of the things I came here for, I didn't even go over to the location of where it's at. Whoops. This game's definitely like an autopilot game. Where you just turn off your brain, just kind of just does whatever. I feel like Gems of War is that for me these days as well. There's like the gameplay loop is just so consistent that you just keep doing it until something shiny happens. In this game, quite literally. Which is one of the other reasons I love this game so much more. My eyes strain so much when I'm playing Scarlet and Violet because you always have to be looking at the screen. In this game, you don't have to constantly look at the screen. You can do other stuff. Like, if you're not looking at the screen, you're not going to miss something. But in something like Scarlet and Violet, you stop looking for 5 seconds, you just pass 2 shinies. That's how it works. Oh, you know what? We haven't been to this area. Let's go over to Coastlands. That's where our chat dots live. Yeah, I do imagine they would make a new game instead of DLC. However, I don't think DLC would be off the table for this game. I still feel like it's something that could happen. Alright, I have no clue how, but I don't think I have any of your forms in Alpha Shiny. I don't quite fully understand how that hasn't happened, given that you are also one with 2 spawns. There are several things in this game that have 2 spawns. Actually, one of them is 3. And every single thing that has 2 or more spawns, I somehow have not gotten a single Alpha Shiny of them. It somehow... It doesn't make any sense. Given how many we have, and some of the easier ones are ones we don't have. Kind of strange. This guy has 2 spawns, one in this zone and one in the ice area. Not of specifically him, but you know, his evolutions. Oh, alphas? No shiny noise though. Where's the shiny noise? Shiny noise. Shiny. 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 I hear a distinct lack of shiny noise. Where's it at? I'm not hearing a shiny jingle. I'm still not hearing a shiny jingle. Alright, that's all of them. No shiny. We're out here. I could just teleport it. They somehow did not have aggro on this. I guess go check you. It's so funny how you catch them. There's a lot of different strategies for it. There's no one, like, way of doing it. Which is one thing I really like. Which is something that likely every Legends-style game will likely utilize. It is one of the funnest things about this game. There's the multiple different ways you can go about catching stuff. Which is something that the new generation lacks. Yeah, it's pretty much a Pokemon shooter. Pretty much. It's really satisfying, too. It's one of the most satisfying things about this game. It's just the direct contact of actually not having to battle them, but, you know, just being in the overworld and just throwing balls, throwing various utilities. It's a very satisfying gameplay loop. Hello, chat thoughts. I need you guys to run away. Please run. Either go in ball or run. Choose one. Also, we still don't have Alpha Shiny Chatot, by the way. We have like 7 of him as Shiny. But still missing the Alpha. And Shiny. Eventually. Oh, he's not going to stay in his ball. Oh, he did. Alright, there we go. Oh! A Hisuian one. Oh, you know what? I was saying earlier, this guy's kind of bad because of his typing. I almost forgot. Gen 9 actually fixes that. Because you can just Terrasilize him. I wonder what his moveset is. He probably still has extreme speed. He probably has a... Wait. Oh, he might be a quick movement rock slide. That's not bad. Yeah, he has potential. This is a Pokemon that's definitely saved from Terrasilizing. Which I feel like a lot of the Hisuian ones that aren't good are saved from it. Because they're all dual typings. And dual typings benefit a lot more than single typings from Terrasilize. Because they still maintain all their extra damage that they have from their 2 stabs. That guy is really big. Alright, you gonna spawn anymore? This wasn't guaranteed, but it could. Oh, they're still trying to kill us. Ow. Didn't throw quick enough. Oh, we did get a respawn. You can tell because it took a little longer for it to form. Oh, no! They're not alpha, though. Ooh. Okay, anyways. Keep on moving. I do wish it was guaranteed every single time that they would spawn into alphas. Not sure what the exact odds are. But the only way it's ever 100% is if the Pokemon has no evolved form. So, for example, Chatot. One of the reasons why we keep going for the Chatots, other than the fact that I want Alpha Shiny Chatot, is if it does respawn, it is always Alpha. Because there is no evolved form of Chatot, at least not yet. Which I'm surprised they haven't. Between this game and the fact that they added another chatty bird in the most recent game, I'm surprised they didn't give them an evolution. And now it's probably even less likely they're going to give Chatot an evolution. Because they basically added physical version Chatot in the most recent game. It's really bad, similar to Chatot. However, neither have an evolved form. They could both very, very, very much benefit from one. Is there anything important still to check on this map? Not really. Basically just alpha spawns. Because everything for outbreaks aren't really that useful. At least the ones that are currently spawned. There's an alpha. There's another alpha of it right over here. We'll go dip down. Somewhere here is an alpha. Next to migrate quite far though. Come on, one alpha shiny today, please, anything. Ideally a good one, like this quillfish over here. Which might actually be spawn blocked. But it's not. But it's also not shiny. Nothing over there. Alright, let me go through this area slow. I have ran away before. Alright, what's left? Just the magma guy. And I might teleport just to check the Ninetales. Actually, that might be one if we want a target to go for. Alpha shiny Ninetales. The problem is, it's not a Alolan Ninetales. Normal Ninetales kind of bad. It has a really cool looking shiny, but its usability is near useless. It's unfortunate. The main reason why is mostly because when it comes to Sun, you actually generally want to be a slow stun setter, like Torkoal, rather than the super quick one like Ninetales. It's more beneficial for Ice to be quick, which is Alolan Ninetales, and the main reason for that is due to Icy Winds. It's a very quick Icy Wind user. Also gets to play Snow at start of battle, which means it also gets access to Blizzard at 100% accuracy. Alright, let's go just look at it real quick, though. This one's pretty easy to look at. The problem is there's no leave option, like, right next to it. All we have to do is go right over here. And see it's not shiny. Alright, we're out of here. $27. And somehow not a single one was useful. Despite how many there are. Maybe we'll try targeting a specific alpha. Oh, Scyther. Wait. Gotta get yourself a Cleaver. This one's a nice one to have spears of. So I'm not sure why I teleported here. I know exactly where they spawn. It is not here, though in all fairness, it is not at either two locations. Since we're here, might as well go check them all. I feel like I'm wasting shinies if I don't check everything. Because I never feel that inclination in Scarlet and Violet. Because in this game, everything is preloaded. Whereas in Scarlet and Violet, if it's not visible, it doesn't exist. Which is quite a bit of a different spawning method. Because every single thing here is going to be the same, regardless of how far away we go from it. Whereas in Scarlet and Violet, the second you despawn it, it no longer exists. It just simply is gone forever. Whereas if I go back to those butterflies, those two same butterflies will still be there. With the exact same everything. But you do the same in Scarlet and Violet, it'll respawn 2 more Pokemon. It'll be completely different in every possible way. Including their shiny roll. An alpha Happiny. That's funny because he's bigger than the little Geodude guys. Or, Machops. While we're here, let me look at this real quick. Gonna have to go back up, but still. Nope, he's not shiny. I eventually want that shiny goldfish. We still have not gotten shiny alpha Magikarp. Kinda want him. He would look very gold in the new game. These have an interesting texture for it in Gen 9. No shiny noise. Might still be a shiny here, though. Playing stealthily for once. Come on, shiny noise. Distinct lack of shiny noise. Oh, if you were shiny, that would have been so good. Unfortunate. Now we're out here. Yeah, this game is still my favorite Pokemon game. Like, it doesn't do everything right. And I wish I had more multiplayer components. But, it's still my favorite overall Pokemon game. Even more than Gen 9. Even though I play Gen 9 more these days. I would still consider this a better game. At least for my personal enjoyment of it. It's a lot more relaxing. Like, there's more to do in Gen 9. Because it's the mainline game and has all the bells and whistles of one. But, I don't know, the gameplay loop's just so much more satisfying for this game. Gyarados or routes? I guess we'll go routes. You went to the alpha spawn and it was shiny? Oh gosh. I still have not gotten him yet. Like, we've gotten him shiny, obviously, but, still no alpha shiny of him. I don't even remember what our first alpha shiny was in this game. I want to say we have like 70 or 80 of them now. So none this stream. I was hoping we could find at least one this stream. Or like, what, 4 shinies now? No alphas. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Wait, where are they? Oh, I was gonna say, they should be like right here. I just haven't moved far enough. I know. Collision on that ball. I can't even see what you hear color. There it is. Piece of shiny noise didn't play. Yeah, they just want to run now. Except that one, who's just ignoring our existence. Oh, it's probably because of stealth spray. That wore off now. I think that's all of them. Let's look at the shiny Braviary. Nope, not shiny. He will eventually be shiny up there. At some point, we will luck up, and he will be shiny. And one nice thing about it is he doesn't despawn. Unlike in something like Scarlet and Violet, if you see a shiny and it's behind you while you're in the air, well, goodbye that shiny. You're not getting it. But in this game, it stays there. So as soon as we see it, we can just go straight to it. And not have to worry about it despawning if we leave too far away from it. I'll try this zone. I need to go clear out some of my inventory, though. You know what? Yeah, we'll go this zone. Because I forgot, time is frozen when you're in a menu. Something that actually Scarlet and Violet also doesn't do. Which is something I didn't even really think too much about. But time does not freeze when you're in a menu in Scarlet and Violet. It's very weird. And this is particularly relevant when you're using time-based food. Because the time keeps ticking down, even if you're basically in a pause menu. Like, you literally have to, like, tab the game in order for it to not tick down time. There's all of our alphas. Also, a bunch of Darkrai's. Wait, which ones are Darkrai? No, those were our other two. Wait, where did I send my other Darkrai? Oh, I know where it is. I think it's in my Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Or particularly Brilliant Diamond. But yeah, it's in my other game at the moment, I think. There's the only problem with so many games now. I'm slightly starting to lose track where all my Pokemon are. Should probably get them all back into home. Honestly, I need to go clean out my home. My Pokemon home. I have a lot of junk in it. A lot of junk in it. I also think I might eventually scrap all the shinies that aren't mine. Or maybe not scrap them, but like put them somewhere. Somewhere that's not on that account, but like still on one of my accounts. Because I'm always skeptical of any shiny we don't get ourselves. Because my first assumption on almost all of them is like, unless it's from a friend, it's like, oh, that's hacked. Like, if someone trades me a shiny, like, I'm pretty sure in most situations they're not. But I'm always skeptical of any shiny I ever get. It's like, yeah, that's probably hacked. Because if we got it ourselves, we know it's not. Later this year? Yeah, I'm planning on later this year shiny hunting God as well. Maybe we'll do it together. Let me know when you plan on doing it. I still need to finish the decks, though. That should be pretty easy once home comes out. Because I have most everything for the decks. I just haven't taken the time to go through home. Like the multiple hours it's going to do. Weed through every single one by one. Get them all into that account, and then be good to go. Because I have all the Pokemon for it. I just haven't bothered to take the time to weed through it all. Yeah, we're eventually going for the Arceus hunt. I meant to before Scarlet and Violet came out, but I just never got around to it. Just never really had the time. Okay, you know what? We can check that real quick and then, like, loop around. Oh, you only have, like, one badge in the game? Oh, gosh. So not only do you need to do the decks, you need to do, like, everything. The main thing I liked about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, at least the remake, the original game was better, but the main thing I liked about the remake is we can finally farm all the badges again. Or not the badges, I mean the ribbons. I really hope they re-release every single old ribbon that has ever existed in Pokemon. One of the most notorious, hardest to obtain ones, not because it's hard to obtain, but because of how old the game is the ones from Gale of Darkness and the other similar game, like Pokemon Coliseum and Gale of Darkness. I have both of those two games physical, but the amount of tech you need to transfer it from that game to a modern game is over $1,000 of physical equipment. I have most of it, but not all of it. The equipment needed for it. But it's such a expensive thing to do, just to transfer over a couple Pokemon. It is all old technology. Back before they streamlined it all pretty well. Because Pokemon Home is a pretty good tool. But we didn't quite have the same back then. Or at least not to the same degree we have it now. Though I'm not missing too much equipment to be able to do such a thing. I just didn't want to spend a couple hundred that would be needed to get the last few things I need. Just to transfer over a couple Pokemon with a really special ribbon. Actually, I believe the ribbon is actually so special, you're not even allowed to trade them. Like, I mean that in the sense of, like, you can't, like, random trade them. They're almost considered mythicals. Because the ribbon is so rare. Like, any Pokemon you get the ribbon on is basically just, like, instantly considered a mythical by the game. It doesn't let you trade it in, like, Wonder Trade and stuff like that. It's, like, so absurdly rare. So, hello, Jackie. Welcome. Kind of like how you can't trade mythicals there now. But it basically, like, flags it in the same way. It doesn't flag it as, like, a legal Pokemon, but it, like, flags it in, like, a super rare category of Pokemon. That's why I'm here. Let me go check the thing. Because that game's, like, 2 decades old at this point, pretty much. We'll probably play it on the channel at some point. Though I'm not sure if I'm going to transfer them over. Right, there we go. Let's get out of here. I think that's most of the things we want to check. Fortunately, a lot of bad spawns. What did you want to trade, Jackie? And in what game? Because there's a lot of Pokemon games these days. No, no, no. You know what? We haven't done an outbreak area. Let's just do one. There's not too much I want from this area. There's Hisuian Braviary. And I think that's the full list. Hisuian Braviary. Period. Of which we already have like 7. Well, trading all the Pokemon would take way too long. Also, getting them all in this game isn't too bad. It's probably one of the quicker ones to do it for, based on how quick the catching method is. The only annoying ones are the Rift ones, but I actually just scrapped all my Spear Rifts. I used to trade them back in trading groups. I did that like the first several months, or a couple months. Eventually just stopped though. Because way too many of the Pokemon that were going around were hacked. That would be in trade for them. Let me go over here. These things are really offensive. Wait, where are they? Oh, they're over there. Hiding from me. I set the marker in the wrong spot. That's not what I wanted. Stealth spray. Stealth. Come on, little guy. Oh, what are you doing already? How more stealthy do I need to be? Gosh, these things are super offensive. They can also stun lock you if you're not careful. they're gone. Okay. Honestly, the only other thing I want to check in this whole area is this. And the rest I'm literally just gonna ignore. Because they're way too far apart. I'll catch you later, Clip Bomb. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. I'm probably gonna be stopping somewhat soon myself. Mostly just to grab dinner. I haven't actually eaten anything yet today. It's like 3 p.m. Alright, we're out here. Yeah, you don't even need... yeah, that's one really big quality of life I wish every Pokemon game had. Because I actually still, to this day, send trade evolution Pokemon over to this game. At least for Sword and Shield anyways, and I will be for next gen as well. Because once all those Pokemon come in, like, all you have to do is, once they have home compatibility, is you just send them over to Legends Arceus, you just use a linking cord on them, and boom, they evolve. And we have a lot of spare ones from doing rifts. Got 85 of them. That's probably more than we're ever gonna need. Yeah, it's really quick to trade evolve. It's even quicker than trying to contact someone. It is actually so quick. You can do the whole process in like 3 to 5 minutes. Which, due to how hard it might be to sometimes contact someone, that is actually quicker. Because if they're not currently on, you know, they need to get on. They need to coordinate it with someone else and all that. But, yeah, just throw a linking cord, send it to this game, throw a linking cord on it, boom, you're good to go. Obviously, that only works on the old trade evolution Pokemon. Though, in all fairness, most of them are... Oh, nah, that's nice. Most of them are older ones. Like, what new trade evolution was even added in the most recent game? None, right? I don't think there was. There was a trade item. The armor, for Armor Rouge. Or, no, for Armor Rouge and Surge, or whatever it's called. Like, there's that, but that's not the same. That's just trading an armor. That's not trading, like, an actual trade. Like, you don't have to trade. Well, you do have to trade, but you... I don't know. I'm not sure how you'd consider that one. Because it's not a trade evolution, but you have to trade the item. So it's kind of a trade evolution. But that's like the closest thing I think Scarlet and Violet had, right? I don't think there was any other one that was like trade evolution based. Other than the weird one where you had to be in like a friend circle for the dolphin. Which, how are you even supposed to do that if you don't have online play? Like, obviously there are ways to get it because they still show up in outbreaks. But, oops, that's marked in the wrong one. But, or not in outbreaks, but you can still get them through, raids. But, like, how are you supposed to do that without raids? Like, if you just find a random one, are people just, like, locked out of ever evolving it? If they find, like, a normal shiny Palafin, or the evolved form, and then want to evolve it? Or just out of luck? Oh, you could do it through local play, true. I forgot about that. You don't need online. You just have to connect to another person. That is true. I did forget about that. Almost like how the link cable used to work back in the day. I keep forgetting the thing even has local communication option, which is funny because I actually use it sometimes when I'm doing raids. But I haven't farmed them that way for a while. But if I ever find a really good one, I can host it to myself very quickly using local. Because it's actually quicker doing local than the online method. No shiny Braviary. I think. It's hard to tell, they keep spawning. They haven't stopped spawning yet. I think they're done spawning now. Nope, they're still spawning. Stop spawning so I know there's no shiny here. Can't stop until we know for sure. Can you guys stop trying to hit me very inefficiently? They're still spawning. Either stop spawning or spawn a shiny. They're still spawning. Gosh, how many are in this spawn? Also, they're really bad at aiming. I'm literally just crouching down and they can't hit me. I'm like invincible. Okay, now they stopped spawning. I didn't get hit a single time just by hitting crouch button. Nope. No Skybird. Eventually, he will be shiny. Oh, you got Iron Valiant the other day? Nice. Yeah, I'll be doing that with, Tyrion tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother catching all of the Violet shinies, but, Paradox shinies, but I'm going to try getting a few of them. Let's go make one last run. Might not get an Alpha shiny today. Oh, not today, and it wasn't shiny. Oh, okay, just a normal one. Yeah, its location's kind of hidden. In that one cave. Oh, you're still working on the decks? Oh, nice. How many more do you need? Because if you need any from Scarlet, let me know. But I think it's going to be our last run for today. I'm starting to get a little hungry. Kind of like this Munchlax here who wants my berries. You need a bunch? Oh, let me know on the Discord and I'll go send it over. Okay, we have a couple good ones here. I guess we'll do normal cycle and then head over to the few good ones. Wait, I thought there was something spawned here. Where are the Geodudes? Oh, they're blending in with the other rocks. They're in their natural habitats, amongst other rockage. Okay, I'm just gonna go from point to point. I'm not even gonna check everything else. Just going for the high value points. Oh, if he was shiny. You know what, maybe I will go for all of them. I feel like anytime I do it like this, I'm missing so many shinies. Even though that's almost never the case. But sometimes it is. And then once it even happens once, it's like, oh, I have to always check, because if I don't, there's going to be a shiny sitting there that we missed. Alright, if we're doing this weird layout, let me fully commit to the weird layout and do it this way. Because this actually connects quite well onto the other thing. Use Arceus. We haven't really had many things to fight. I think the only time we used Arceus all this stream was to kill 2 birds with 1 Arceus. And we're doing the Alpha, what's his name? The Alpha Decidueye. Speaking of which, do you want to be an Alpha? Or even just a shiny? Come on, where's our little shiny ball? We need another shiny ball. I would like 1 shiny ball, please. Shiny ball. Don't you dare be a Dartrix. Shiny ball. Shiny bundle of joy. Gonna spawn. Oh, so we still have that Rowlet plush sitting behind us. Nope, they're gone. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go look at you real quick. You know what? Let's just teleport to the other two. Because we don't really care too much about them. We do it on our way back to go check the Gudra. Because we want to make sure we have enough time to take these two for sure. In case they do want to be shiny. They currently are refusing to be shiny. Though we did get a Dartrix today, but that's not exactly what we wanted. Also was non-alpha. Oh, well, there's alpha, but not the alpha we're looking for. Well, it is, but you're not shiny, I mean. They're gone. Alright, I'll go check the Dartrix. Watch, we'll get another shiny of him, but not alpha. How many shinies did we get today? 5? 4 or 5? Not a lot. Though it is about the average rate. I would say the rate for this game is about 2 per hour. We are currently at a rate of 2 per hour. So that checks out. Because Sandwich in the most recent game is about 4 per hour. This game's about 2 per hour with max odds. And now I guess we'll check the Gudra. Not sure why I marked that. I know exactly where it is. That was a very pointless mark. Oh! Shiny! Where? Where? I heard the noise. Oh, there it is. I already have a billion of you. We even have one in Scarlet and Violet. Actually, I found one in the overworld, too. It was not from an outbreak or something. It was just chilling. I was like, hey, shiny. Because it's very obvious. It's very yellow. Like, even without a noise, you do not miss that thing. Though we would have probably missed that one. That's another situation where if there was no audio cue, that would be a shiny we would not have if this was Scarlet and Violet. Is that alpha? No, it's just normal. It's the final evolution. No, oddly enough, despite that's another one with 2 spawns. Why is there so many 2 spawns I've never gotten alpha shiny with? The thing is 2 spawns and I still haven't found an alpha shiny. It's on the long list of things that have like 2 or 3 spawns in this game. As static alpha spawns, yet I somehow have never gotten them alpha shiny. It makes no sense. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I've never gotten that yet, an alpha shiny. We have like a billion of them in normal shiny. But not alpha shiny. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so what does that bring us to? 5, 6 so far to stream? Whatever it is, it's 2 per hour. This is pretty standard rate for this game. Yeah, we got from 5 so far to stream. 3 of which weren't bad. Unfortunately, no alpha shiny, though. So what we ended up getting ultimately was the following. No, don't do that. Let's see. So we got these 5. We got the Duskull. We got another Dartrix for the pile, which we're probably actually going to use. Dustox. Potentially 0 speed Avalog. Ooh, that could be interesting. You do want him probably to have 0 speed, unless you're running him a little bit quicker with Icy Wind, which I think he learns Icy Wind, though he's more of a physical attacker, so maybe we wouldn't do that. He has really interesting stats. He's all attack, all defense, all HP, nothing else. You hit him with a... Oh, he is Ice Rock, not Ice Steel. Oh, interesting. Oh, that means he's 4 times weak to fighting. So what Terror type would you probably want him to be in? It depends what his other moveset is. You'd probably want him to be Ground, oddly enough. You'd either want to Terror him into Ground or Ice, probably. So having multiple shinies of him would be good. Because I'm pretty sure the way that Terror types are going to work for transferred Pokemon is it's going to RNG one of its 2 types. So since this is an Ice Rock, it's either going to RNG into Ice or RNG into Rock. Oh, you know what? Oh, that would be a good way to get things their Terror type. That means if you send... I didn't even think about that till just now. You know what that means? That means if you send over, let's say, an Eevee, not this Eevee, let's say an evolved Eevee, like a Sylveon. If we send over, it's still called Isabelle, but if we send over a fairy-type Sylveon, one issue that Eevees normally have is they will have a normal Terra type because you catch them as an Eevee, so they're going to be normal. One thing I didn't think of until just now is things Terra types, when they transfer over, will likely be based on what they currently are, not what they were. So even though this was, or I believe this was, yeah, I believe this was just a standard shiny Eevee at one point, and now obviously it's a Sylveon. But if I send this over to Gen 9, it's probably going to be a fairy Terra type, not a normal Terra type. Because it won't identify that it used to be a normal type. It'll just identify what it is now. Also, Spectrian, you're still named after the Espeon. That's funny. But yeah, I didn't even think about that till literally just now. Because that means if something has a dual typing, when fully evolved, they could become either or, rather than what it was. And that's really good for evolutions too, because then you guarantee get whatever their Terra type is. Which sometimes is pretty useful, because you definitely would want Fairy Terra type with this unless you're going defensive one. I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's kind of useful. It's like anything that has like a different typing when it's like fully evolved. Because you can't do that in Scarlet and Violet. Because whatever form you catch it at is what you end up getting the typing for. But you can just evolve it in a different game before you ever transfer it over. And then it will RNG one to Terra types, like this guy. Normally like Cleaver's a good example, because normally Scyther is Flying Bug, but if you wanted to try your chance at a Rock Terra type for it, without having to need to use Terra Shards, you can evolve your Cleaver in this game before ever sending it over to the other game, and then hope you roll the 50-50 chance you get Rock. So that's interesting. I didn't think about that till just now, but that's likely how it works. We don't know for sure, but that seems very likely. Oh, so if you're wondering what this one hole is, it's our Alpha Shiny Garchomp. It's currently in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, because I was using it for the Battle Tower. Anyways, I think we're going to end it here for now. We did okay as far as shinies. Nothing exceptionally good, nothing exceptionally bad. Pretty much just a standard, what you'd expect from shiny hunting a bit in this game. Nothing else was a lot of fun. But yeah, one whole year of this game, and I definitely enjoyed it. And in that time, that means on average, we basically played it like 3 hours a day. Obviously, that's not how we played it. It was more so like many days where we're playing it for like 10 to 12 hours. And other days where we just weren't playing it at all. And some of it was AFK when we were doing rifts and stuff, so not all of that was actual playtime. I want to say like 200 to 300 hours of that was literally AFK rifts, because how annoying they are and how much you have to wait for them. But yeah, that means we played it for 850 hours within a year, is where it was at. I was actually expecting that to be 999, or, you know, all nines. But we ended up ending like slightly under that out of the year. It feels so weird seeing the double time. Like it says current time, 1/28/2023. And in the corner it's like, oh, you started at 1/28/2022. Yeah, it's been a fun game. I'm really happy to, or I'm really curious to see what the next Legends game will end up being. And definitely looking forward to it coming out. Because if it is even remotely similar to Legends Arceus, it should be a really solid game. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. We will have another Pokemon stream tomorrow. We'll be doing Scarlet and Violet again. I'll be shiny hunting the Paradox Pokemon for Violet. I'll be doing that with Tyrion. And yeah, just have a bunch of fun with that. See if we can try getting a lot more of those. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.